Another very important part of preparation is to prepare for any weather. I have just woken up, found myself on the track with a bitterly cold wind. I want to talk about the other very important part of preparation, and that is preparing for the worst in the weather. Yes, you can do the preparation, and you should a weather forecast, know what the upper and lower temperature is going to be, etc. And are there going to be any big cold fronts coming through? Try and get a weather window of your trip. But weather forecasts can be, well, wrong. So prepare for the worst possible weather you can think of in that environment. North America, for example, it can get really cold in winter. So I have a question for you. Would you go touring, overlanding in the dead of winter in the United States? I mean, imagine if one of those big cold fronts comes through and you're camping. You better be good at what you're doing. You better be experienced. You better know what you're doing, because that really extreme weather can kill you. As dangerous is heat in Australia. Would you go overlanding in the height of the heat in the Australian outback? I consider myself a very experienced overlander, otherwise I wouldn't be doing these courses for you. No. The heat is so severe that it is unpleasant. That's the main reason. A lot of the tracks are actually closed because of the danger to tourists. There is one of the most well-known stories several years ago, over a decade now. A German couple got bogged in their Land Cruiser, a rental Land Cruiser, and they perished in the height of summer, and they had found themselves in a sandy bog and couldn't get through. They did not get any training from the rental company. I assume the rental company assumed that they knew how to engage four-wheel drive. Well, what they didn't know how to do, when their vehicle was eventually found, and their bodies were found too, was that the front locking hubs hadn't been engaged. They had engaged four-wheel drive in the cab, but hadn't locked the front hubs. Not doing sufficient preparation in understanding the vehicle they were driving, making assumptions, had cost them their lives. That simple piece of machinery called a front locking hub. Not knowing it cost them their lives. They also made other fundamental mistakes. They left their vehicle. They didn't tell anybody where they were going. I wouldn't go into the Australian outback in the height of summer, not because I don't know how to run my vehicle, I don't know how to drive my vehicle, I don't know how to operate it, I don't know how to prepare for those extremes. I wouldn't go because of two things. Firstly, there are so few people about. There are so few people about even in winter like it is now. It's midwinter. There are very few people about. So if I have a problem with my car, or I'm in a situation where I need help, there's nobody about. I would have to use my sat phone to call for help, or my personal locator beacon in the case of emergency. I'm prepared, even now in winter. But in summer, not only are there so few people about, everything is more demanding. The heat is more demanding on the vehicle, more demanding on our bodies. We need to take double the water. We need to consume double the water in summer than we do in winter. This water bottle, this is fuel. And I make sure that when I'm on a bush trip, I drink 4 of these a day. And a lot of you are saying, Andrew, that's not enough. Well, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. In summer, it's probably 6 or 7. Winter, I'm not drinking enough. but I know, measure it, 4. I need 4 of these. And so I know, I'm preparing myself. The most successful overlanders in the world that do this for year on year on year on year, one of the single most important things they do is they say, if something is going to go wrong, what is it going to be? Coming up in another lesson.